Why do you keep buying things you did not plan for? It is not a lack of willpower. Stores, apps, and checkout screens are engineered with psychological triggers that boost your spending by up to 42%. Most of those triggers fire before you are even conscious of them. But there is one compound trigger almost nobody talks about, and once you see it, you can finally beat impulse buying for good. A red banner flashes saying only 3 left. Next to it, a countdown clock ticks down the seconds. These urgency cues are not just decoration, they are designed to make you act fast, before your brain has a chance to weigh the decision. Retailers know that when a product feels scarce or time feels tight, the fear of missing out takes over. The loss aversion instinct kicks in, missing a deal feels worse than overspending. In one A/B test, swapping a plain in stock label for an only 5 left warning increased purchases by 22%. Amazon's flash sales, complete with real-time countdowns, lifted click-through rates by 27% and conversion by 19% compared to standard promotions. Even a small timer or low stock badge can nudge you from browsing to buying in seconds. Maya, a shopper who once paused at checkout, found herself rushing to buy a dress because the site said only 2 remained. The trick is to notice that pressure and give yourself a moment to pause. Most of the time, the deal will still be there after you have had a chance to think. A stream of 5-star ratings scrolls across the screen, and a pop-up declares that 21 people bought this in the last hour. These are not just fun facts, they are calculated signals that nudge you to follow the crowd. Social proof makes a product feel safer and more popular, lowering the mental barrier to buying. Laboratory studies show that when shoppers see proof that others are buying, their own likelihood to purchase increases, even if they had doubts a moment before. It is the herd instinct in action. If everyone else is doing it, it must be a smart move. A banner asks you to add $12 more to qualify for free shipping. And suddenly the focus shifts from what you actually need to what will get you over the line. This is not about saving a few dollars on postage, it is about avoiding a fee that feels like a penalty. Behavioral research calls this loss avoidance framing. Shoppers often add extra items just to dodge the shipping charge, treating it as a win, even if it means spending more overall. Some retailers report that average basket size climbs several dollars when a free shipping threshold is in place, though exact numbers vary. The lesson is clear, both group cues and monetary hurdles are engineered to steer carts higher, often without you realizing it. A buzz from your phone breaks your focus. A push notification lights up the screen reading flash sale, 1 hour left. Tap to claim 30% off. Even if you are not thinking about shopping, that timer starts ticking in your mind. Field tests show that when a push alert includes a visible countdown, the chance you will buy jumps by over 40%. It is not just a reminder, it is a silent alarm that turns a passing thought into a race against the clock. This is not about what you want, it is about what you might lose by waiting. Then at the checkout, a tiny box is already checked for a subscription or add-on. You might not even notice, but studies find that pre-selected options can double or triple how often people accept them. Only a small fraction of shoppers bother to uncheck these boxes. Most just go along, adding costs they did not plan for. Psychologists call this the default effect. When something is set for you, it feels normal to leave it as is. These micro decisions slip by almost unnoticed, stacking up over time. The trick is to slow down and scan for those silent add-ons before you hit buy. Impulse buying is not just about clever sales tactics or catchy banners. It is wired deep inside your brain, tied to emotions and habits that play out in real time. When you spot a surprise deal, like an unexpected discount or a last one left alert, your brain gets a jolt of dopamine. This is not just a feel-good rush. It is a prediction error, a concept described by neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz. The brain expects one outcome, gets a better one, and rewards you with a spike of motivation to act right now. That is why the urge to buy feels so strong in the moment, even if you were not looking for anything. But there is more at work than dopamine. 6 core motives drive most impulse spending: stress relief, boredom, reward seeking, social comparison, loneliness, and identity signaling. Each one can show up as a different pattern, such as late night comfort shopping, payday splurges, or buying something to keep up with friends. If you notice that you always shop when you are anxious or bored, you are not alone. These emotional triggers set up habit loops: cue, routine, reward. Over time, your brain learns to link certain feelings or situations with the shopping fix. The challenge is that your brain values immediate rewards far more than future benefits, a quirk called present bias, studied by David Laibson and others. That is why waiting even a few hours to decide can feel almost painful. The classic marshmallow test by Walter Mischel showed that delaying gratification is tough for everyone, not just kids. But it is not impossible. If you can spot your personal triggers like stress, boredom, or the thrill of a flash sale, you can start to break the automatic cycle. Real change comes from shifting your environment and routines, not just relying on willpower. Recognizing these patterns is the first step to building real control over your spending. The price tag you see is rarely the real decision point. Retailers rely on pricing illusions to tilt your choices, using psychological anchors, decoy options, and bundles that reframe what feels like a good deal. The anchoring effect, first described by Tversky and Kahneman, means your brain grabs onto the first number it sees. If a jacket is labeled was $199, now $99, your mind treats $199 as the real value, even if that number was never a serious price. Suddenly, $99 feels like a steal, even if the jacket is only worth half that. But it does not stop there. Decoy pricing, also called the asymmetric dominance effect, adds a third, less attractive option to steer you toward a target. In a classic study, shoppers choosing between two subscription plans, basic and premium, were far more likely to pick the premium when a third overpriced decoy was introduced. The decoy made the premium look like the obvious choice, increasing selection by 22%. Brands use this tactic everywhere. Think of streaming services with 3 tiers, or coffee shops with a small size that is barely cheaper than the medium. The real goal is to make the middle or most profitable tier look like the best value. Bundling works on a similar principle. When you see a buy more, save more offer or a bundle of snacks and drinks at a slight discount, your mind treats the package as a bargain, even if you did not want both items. Supermarket experiments show that pairing a snack and a drink as a bundle drove up joint purchases from 18 to 41%. The trick is to pause and ask, would you buy each item on its own, or are you just reacting to the way it is packaged? Spotting these pricing frames gives you a fighting chance. The next time you see a 3-tier plan or a tempting bundle, look for the decoy and ask yourself which option you would pick if the extra choice were not there. That small moment of awareness can keep you anchored to your real needs, not the anchor the store wants you to see. One of the most effective ways to outsmart impulse buying is to set up barriers before temptation strikes. Researchers like Katie Milkman call this pre-commitment, making a plan in advance that locks in your better intentions. For example, writing down a rule like, if I feel the urge to add an extra $5, I will wait 10 minutes, can cut impulse ads by up to 22% in real-world tests. Adding even a bit of friction works, switching from one-click checkout to a short review screen, or a 5-second pause before payment lowers unplanned purchases without hurting the things you actually need. Habit researchers Wendy Wood and David Neal have found that routines matter more than raw willpower. If you always shop when you are stressed or bored, try changing your environment, like keeping shopping apps off your home screen or setting a budget limit in your wallet app. These small tweaks can break the automatic loop and give you back real control over your money. Personalization tools reshape shopping, greeting customers by name, suggesting products, and offering one-click checkout. McKinsey reports conversion rates rise 8 to 12% when recommendations feel tailored, and average order values climb by $15. Baymard's study shows one-click checkout slashes steps, making it easy to buy before hesitation sets in. Alex, once a careful shopper, now completes purchases in under 30 seconds as the site predicts his preferences. The real risk emerges when these features combine a personalized nudge, a flash sale, and frictionless checkout create a compound trigger. Thaler cautions that defaults and seamless flows are designed to keep you moving. Ariely's research reveals well-intentioned coupons can backfire, driving higher spending than paying full price. Right now, retailers use proven psychological tactics to trigger split-second spending, and emotional buying costs the average consumer over $5,400 a year. Real control starts when you spot the tricks, pause, and decide for yourself. Because every dollar you keep is power retailers can't take back. Share your strategies below.